Hey everybody, this is your boy Pluto Killer here with another Idoly Pride video. Today we're going to talk about fans and mental strategies for your lives and why they matter. Okay. Now, if you've been chugging along, scoring your scores, passing, and you're just doing auto to fill in everything, that's fine. But eventually you're going to end up doing lives where you have to battle against other characters. Now, these are NPCs when you're doing it through the venues. But when you unlock Venus Union and Venus Battle, those are actual PvP people that you're going against. So what we're going to do is that we're going to talk about best strategies and making sure that you score well and keeping the enemy at bay. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, I don't really have that many 5 stars. I don't really have the best characters. You know, you can still get this done if you've been summoning plenty. Because they've been giving us a lot of free currency and whatnot for playing. So you should have been able to do some summons with that. We know that the Miku collab is coming out, so a lot of people have been saving for that. That's fine too. But what we're going to talk about first are your idols that you use for your lives. Now, there's the scorer, the buffer, and the support. Your buffer is going to be one that buffs your skills and scoring capabilities. They're the ones that you want to have on hand for lowering your CT, your cool time, and getting off skills that would normally fail if you didn't have them there. Your scores, they're the one with your SP skills, mostly. Some buffers have SP skills too, so that's something you want to look out for. Your scores are the ones that's going to bring in the big numbers, so you're going to pack them with crit and their main stat, which is either vocal, visual, or dance. Your supports are the ones that are going to give you stamina bonuses. They're also going to have debuffs for the other team to lower their stamina count or to increase their CT to where they don't score as much. Now, with that being said, if you go home, live, and Venus battle, I used all my battles for the day, so I can't really show you anything. But let's just say if I was to battle, let me see, I'm 630. Actually, this one would be a good one to go up against. Now, we're going to do auto to get the setup going. Now, they got 2 6 stars. So that means their stats are going to be a little bit higher than mine. have a dance on the far left for the more. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, the lane info. If you hit the lane info button, it'll show you what skills go off where and what's the count between them. So as you see here on 46 beats, your first skill goes off for more. And then the second one, if you push and hold it, it says 50 beats. So why that matters is because if you look at your idle skills, oops, sorry, there we go. If you look at your idle skills, the CT tells you how many beats it is before the next one goes off. So this skill can be used every 30 beats. So for a buffer, they have two skills mostly. This one has a count of 50 beats. And this one has a count of 50 beats as well. So it's very important to know how often your skills can fire off on a character. Because if you have a character that only has one skill available, because we'll just say they're a scorer, so they have their SP skill and then they have their A skill. If their A skill is like 45, 50 beats, and if you look and it says 30 beats to the next one, you're going to have to use a buffer to lower that CT count. So let me see if I can find a buffer that lowers CT count. This one extends buffs for 5 for 2 scores. And this is increased critical rate. What about you? Vocal grade increase. Critical grade increase. Okay. Okay, she's actually a decent support. She's I believe she's a 4-star that I converted to a 5-star. I can't really find one right now. I might have one in one of these that are under here. But when you're trying to figure out who to level and what to put in, try to think of it this way. You want 1 scorer, 2 buffers, and 2 supports on average for your lineup. So that's what I aim for when leveling characters. I want to level 1 scorer, 2 buffers, and 2 supports for each color. So for visual, dance, and vocal. Then I start looking for skills. So if I find a skill that is very useful, but I already have other ones in there, I would look to see whose skill could I go without and then replace them with that character. So let's just say, we'll just say that one of these supports here give me a defensive skill to use against an enemy team. I will go, okay, what support can I be without over here that would give me the best score and ability. So that's just something to think about. Go home, live. And we're going to go to Venus Union.
みんなと一緒に楽
Venus
しめる
Union
か
is
な。
another PvP that you could do with gems, or if you have high score tickets available, you can use them. So we'll do that. Now this one is very straightforward. It's all visual. I'm sorry, it's all visual. And majority of the time, they pick 3 opponents for you to go against. We're going to do with this one. So as you see, I have a scorer on the left. We're going to change these 2. Because, hold on. Powerful Girl Suzu Narumiya. Her SP is actually very strong. Let me upgrade it while I'm here. Okay, 870% score gain effect increases when achieving more combos. So the more combos you score, the higher she's going to score when it comes to her turn for her SP skill. So let's see. Lane info. Yeah, it would have been wasted for her to use it at the beginning there. So we want to try to get as many combos as possible so that when she gets it at the end here, she scores big. So we got 2 4-stars supports. So I expect to get most of my scoring done from the left 3. The right 2 probably won't score that much because the higher star quality. But with a vocal and a visual lane, they should get a debuff. They should get a debuff. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was fans. If you notice here, if you hit the fan counter, it shows you how many fans you have, your core fan rate, the fans visited, score bonus from the fans, and then skill accuracy. So this is where the work comes into play, and we're going to cover that a little bit more as well. So you want to get a high number of fans, and then you want a high number of core fans. Your core fans are the ones who's going to come and visit you the most when you do something. So as you see, my core fan rate is pretty low. I need to work on that more. But yeah, so the best way to combat a low core rate is to have a higher fan count. And we'll go over that too. Because your fan rate affects your mental. You can overcome your low fan count with a high mental score. So if you hit setup, you have your photos and accessories here. What we're going to do is we're going to go auto, visual, and mental. And the reason that we're doing this is to give them a better chance of hitting their skills because of the low fan count. Okay. So we increased our mental, we increased the visual, which is going to increase their overall score. Now, I have the music off for a reason, and that's because I keep getting hit with copyright strikes. So, sorry, guys. We're going to skip the live so that we can go ahead and get through this quickly. Lack of stamina. Okay. But if you notice that with the skills, they hit the majority of their skills because I increased their mental. Their mental overcame the low fan count, and it allowed them to perform better. Now, if I wanted to score more, a higher score, I would have went with more critical so that they would have critted more on their skills, increasing the score count. But they may have missed more skills because of the low fans. Oh, she missed her SP. That sucks. So yeah. When you do these battles, you're gonna get coins. You come over here to train your staff. These will affect every idol that you put in. So, of course, I didn't know what I was doing when I was starting. But now that I've seen that it's been all visual, I've been focusing on visual, stamina, mental, and critical. So if I can get these to 20, that's going to help immensely. Now, this is only for Venus Union. The Venus Battle doesn't have a system like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Okay, so let's talk about work. Work has 3 aspects to it. The one on the left increases core fan rate. The one in the middle increases total fans. And then the one on the right is to regain stamina quickly. When I first started playing, I totally ignored the core fan rate until I realized that I wasn't getting that many fans in there, regardless of how many fans I had. I think my average idol fan count was like 9,000. I'm like, why do I only have like 2,000 fans showing up? And then that's when I saw the core fans, and I was like, oh, I need to increase my core fan rate. So that's what we're doing now. The core fan rate is a cool little mini game. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. So they shake hands. Depending on which one you do it, they shake hands or they take a photo. Exchange words with the fans, and then they send them on their way. Now you're gonna have fans that have letters of appreciation, letters of admiration, things like that. That's going to increase this counter over here to the right. Once when you get that full, you're able to call out an idol to cheer on the other idols and increase the fan rate that they get. You can increase the speed of it before you start. It'll give you the option to use a juice pouch to increase the speed. Now, that being said, this uses a lot of stamina for the idol to work. It's only 2 hours long, and it uses all your stamina, whereas getting getting fans in general is like 15 to 18 hours. And that uses your whole stamina bar as well. So once when you have people that are low, you come over here. I'm sorry. You come over here to recovering. And it's going to give you the option to send them to a cafe. Or if you get far enough into the game, it'll unlock the dorm. Now, my honest opinion is to use the cafe if you're going to keep an eye on it. If you're going to keep an eye on it, just use the cafe and then heal them twice. Whereas the dorm will heal them overall, but it takes 8 hours to do it. I think you can get a full idol bar in like 2 turns. Yeah, 2 turns in the cafe. So, in hindsight, the way you score more points is to have more fans. If you don't have more fans, you need higher mental for them to hit their skills. But if you have more fans, you can focus on critical to score more points. Keep your buffers to lower CT skills. Lower the CT on your A skills, I'm sorry. To lower the cool time on your A skills. Also, you want to have supports that increase your stamina. And for your PvP battles, you want to have supports that can debuff the enemy. A debuff would be a blue square with an orange hash in the bottom right corner. That'll be a debuff. So hopefully this video helps you. If you have any questions, by all means, leave it in the comments below. I'll be more than glad to answer them for you. And yeah, so take care, everyone, and I will see you all in the next one.